Yeah, there we go. We can hear some sound coming through there. That's good stuff. Where else? We need to go tell all of our friends on the G3 Discord. Okay. All right, let's go tell our friends. It's a good email. Wait, am I going to go tell my friends that it's a good email? No. No. I'm just going to go tell my friends that we are live. That's what we're going to go do. There we go. Ta-da! Let's go tell our friends on the G3 Discord. And everyone, we are live for the afternoon. For the next 3+ hours, we will be working on the Merc Compendium guide and messing about with some Merc configurations. See you in the chat. For discussion, direction, and distribution of knowledge. How's that? Discussion, direction, and distribution of the knowledges. I like it. All right. So I think I've got a bunch of... Do I still have a bunch of frags? I'm running out of frags. How am I ever gonna AFK the Elder if I run out of frags? Oh, I updated some of my specters here. So now I've got the Onslaught Merc and the Determination Merc. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of fun. Okay, over here, I need to pull up. We're going to let that run in the background. There we go. Let's pull up the Compendium. We need to make this the proper size. Okay, so ideally what we do is we make this all black. There we go. That way it's not quite so offensive to our eyes. We make sheet 1. We name this like table of contents. Okay. So here's the brief overview, right? If you're just joining us today, if you're watching as a replay, since League start, I have been obsessed with the Luminary and with Mercs coming back because it's the minion playstyle with none of the headaches, like none of the headaches, and more, even more Swiss Army knife sorts of opportunities to address different ways of playing a build or filling out a build. So I have been testing a bunch of Mercs to that end for the goal of creating a long form guide that's not just a one build guide, but that's like a one-stop shop for all things mercenaries in the moment. So table of contents, like what are we doing here? So this is going to be a first attempt at doing this. We'll showcase putting all this together here on the stream, and then we'll compile it and we'll throw it together into a neater, cleaner video as time goes on. And so I think what we need to do is we need to show different favorable mercs. So where did my X-Mine project go?
There's chaos.
Where did this go? It's right here. Which screen is X-Mind on right now? I don't even know. It's on this screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is a little bit of like a decision tree chart of what we're talking about with like some of these kind of decisions, right? When a player says, I want to play Luminary with perma mercs, there's decisions. I want to be the DPS. I want my merc to be the DPS. There's different shells that are available, using links, not using links. Those are two basic broad shells. And then there's lots of other things inside there. There's utility tools that we need to put, like how to test your mercs, how to do a test run on a merc, how to do that appropriately. in a way that actually makes sense, and we all can kind of standardize that. And then what's appealing about playing Luminary or with permamercs, like answering questions of, well, I would want to play this. Like what sort of motivations would I have coming to the table? That's what down here is about, is like, it's a this question. It's prior to deciding you want to play Luminary with permamercs, you'd have to answer these questions, right? Like, what's appealing about this? Why would a player want to play Luminary with permanent mercs? So we will get to all of this and more in the Compendium guide. So we're kind of working on this. We're working from this as a template a little bit, and bringing some of this over here into the table of contents to then say, okay, like there's basic pages of like individual merc pages with info and suggested setups, right? So that's a thing, right? That's like combatant setups, many shot setups, all that sort of stuff. And you can just duplicate these and go through. What are the other ones? You can do the Cruel Mistress setup. You can do the... Anyway, you can go through and you can say, okay, what are the different ways of playing each of these mercs? So besides for saying what are the different ways of playing each of these mercs, you also need to have like content, right? We need to have a content that mercs are strong for, right? So like if you like X content, right? This is another whole thing. I want to play Luminary mercs, DPS shells. Like this is a whole other thing. To be able to say, like, I like playing Delve. Okay, then you should play this sort of merc. Or this sort of build. I like running Blight. I like AFKing things. Whatever it is. Right? Being able to answer that is really, really helpful. I think... What happened there that was only a 130? That was pretty interesting. Usually it's like a 150 or a 2 minute. Did he kill Shaper and so it ended early? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he was just standing around not attacking stuff. Come on, Tom the Madman. Get after it. There you go. Okay, so type of content, right? Let's edit this. Type of content. So if you like to do like more active content, like nightmare map farming, like boss rushing, like deep delving, what else? Like super high pack density, right? That's a whole other category to look at, right? All of these are different categories to be like, okay, well, if I'm doing this sort of content, what sort of merc should I actually be using? What sort of setups are there? So content like Blight, bossing, Delve, nightmare maps, high density mapping, all sorts of things, right? All sorts of things. We also need some POBs. Example POBs, okay, of different shells to play Luminary merc, okay? This one's really important because there's a bunch of different ways to play Luminary and merc, and for the vast majority of people right now are just going, oh, isn't Luminary just the Flame Link Ascendancy? Isn't that what it is? And the answer to that is no. Even as I'm messing around with my Flame Link guy. But you don't have to go this way. Some people are arguing right now, I think with some effect, by the way, to say that basically, like, there's like a order of operations of how you scale up a Luminary. There's like an entry-level budget way of playing them, and then a high level, and then a medium budget. And some of those depend on different factors, and that the Flame Link is actually the high budget one. Yeah, bud.
I will hope I do play some more my game. My Twitch game.
Okay, did we get everything done?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't do that.
You may. You may. Okay, let's go buy some more frags, and then we can continue to work on this. So, let's do 20 of these. 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 It actually gave me 20 every time. I'm very glad for that. All right, here we go. So, builds that we all know, we all love. There's 3 different link shells, right? There's Flame Link, Destructive Link, and Intuitive Link. Those are the 3 shells for this. So let's do another one of these. Let's make it black in the background. We're going to call this shells. I think we really should divide these up into non-link shells. Non-link shells. And then duplicate this into a link shells. Right? Okay, so this is going to be, I think this is going to be the easiest part to knock out. So this is where we just go here. We come over here to POB. We go over here. This is basically all I've been doing in the Luminary discussion channel on our Discord. Speaking of which, so if we go here and we look at luminaries, so it means they've got noble blood allocated, and we're going to look at those who are using different links, right? So if you look up, oops, run over here. If you look up, let's do intuitive link. Now this is pod racing. We're going to do intuitive link. What else? Basically 3 different shells for links, right? Because there's really only 3 different links. I wonder if there actually are a couple of people playing with like protective link in hardcore, where your mercenary takes a bunch of damage for you. So let's find that out in just a minute. Okay, so there's 23 luminaries that are playing with intuitive link. So there's, change this to white. Intuitive link shell. We've got destructive link shell. Whoops, we need to make all of this white. There we go. Destructive link shell. And then we've got flame link shell. Right? Those are our 3 shells there. Then there's like a million of them that are non-linked, but there's a bunch of people like trying out 1 or 2 things. One of them, yeah, we'll take a look at here in a second. Okay, so the intuitive link shells. Charge Mercenary using Shadow Stitch. Huh. Interesting. Using Discharge. Yep. I think most of these people are the discharge ones, right? Because we're looking at the intuitive link. We don't need it to be on main skill. We can have it be on anything actually. Intuitive. That was my mistake. I clicked on main skill. We just want it on all gems. There we go. Okay, 200 characters more than 23, right? It's a significantly larger group than that. So we're gonna copy and paste this over so that way people can see it. Intuitive link shell. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Intuitive link shell. Click, what should we say? We should say, oh, I forgot to move. Oops. We should say, click here, make it a hyperlink for POE Ninja info. I'm going to die again. Oh no, we survived that one. We just don't survive the big one at the end. Huh. There we go. Okay, so there's the POE links for this. We're going to say most of these are using what? Most of these are using Animate Guardian, Raise Spectre, Blight of Contagion. Blight of Contagion and Discharge. So, interesting. So we've got Blight of Contagion. We've got Discharge. I know there's like 5 or 6 people playing Discharge, so what is that? 7 or 8 people are playing Blight of Contagion. Spectral Shield Throw. There's 5 people playing that. Spectral Shield Throw. I think what this shows, what this is going to do is we're eventually going to just have this list. And the list is going to basically draw attention to the fact that you can really play Mercenary however you want to play Mercenary. That's pretty much what we're going to find out together. I think that's what we're going to find out together. Okay, let's come back over here to this. So, Spectral Shield Throw. That's kind of cool. Let's grab somebody from this. So we're going to grab... I put my friends on the leash. This is with the Grace of the Goddess and the Emperor's Vigilance. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to grab this. And we're going to bring this POB over. We're going to go, here is a Spectral Shield Throw build from 329. We should probably do insert disclaimer. All POE Ninja links are from 329 at the moment. Yeah, that's good. That's a good disclaimer. It's good to let people know that. Give people a warning. Right. That way, in 2 years' time, when somebody looks at this super duper old link and is like, "Wait, why doesn't this work?" I sometimes get that on the channel. I'll get a comment from like a 7-year-old video, and it's like, "This is inaccurate." It's 7 years old, my friend. Okay, so there's Spectral Shield Throw. What we should do is we should actually put the POE Ninjas next to it. Yeah, that's what we should do. There we go. Actually, what we should do is we should create enough space so that way each of these has their own spot for multiple builds. So Spectral Shield Throw, here's a shell. Spectral Shield Throw. Timarbito. Tibmarbito. Okay, this is the same shell. This is the same setup. Same setup. Multiple people are running that same setup. Is this person also running it? Yes, this person is also running it. So they use a Raslotha's Coil. They use an Emperor's Vigilance. They use a Grace of the Goddess. And they use Hydrosphere with Spectral Shield Throw. Interesting. That's pretty cool. So they're all running the same, kind of the same build. Using the Pearl of Tesoa. Socketed skills in your helmet are supported by level 20 vicious projectiles. Interesting. They're all using Seething Fury. Yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting to see what everybody is running off of a certain archetype. Someone posted a vid about the Blade Vortex of Reap. Yeah, that was probably me. It's really good with Intuitive Link because the cooldown for Blade Vortex of the Scythe is 0.8 seconds, and the cooldown for Intuitive Leap is 0.8 seconds. Not Intuitive Leap, Intuitive Link. And so you just always have it up as long as your Merc is hitting something. Its duration would be a nice fit for the 600 move speed Intuitive Link interval. Oh. For the millisecond Intuitive Link interval. Yeah. Soul Rend. Soul Rend. What is it like? Isn't it Soul Rend of the Vortex or the Cortex or the... Yeah. Yeah, if something has a built-in cooldown like that, I think those are the skills that GGG has already basically put a hard nerf on, right? In some regard, where cast speed doesn't necessarily matter. So that's where Intuitive Link comes into play. That's a great call. Okay, so that's Spectral Shield Throw. Let's do this with like a minor description. So using Intuitive Link to proc Hydrosphere, and then Spectral Shield Throw for boosted damage. I wonder though, in terms of the Merc, they're going for it's a more defensive shell on their Merc. Yeah. Your mercenaries can do what? This is for the Link, but it's just for Intuitive Link. I wonder if the Merc that you go for here is just anything that's got fast attacks. Anything that's constantly attacking is good. Anything that's constantly hitting. Right? The base duration is 500 milliseconds with 900 milliseconds cast time. Oh, interesting. If it doesn't have a cooldown, then you can just have overlapping cyclones of it, right? The Spiral. There you go. Good find. Good find. Yeah. You could just have a bunch of those overlapping then. If the duration outlasts the cast time, you just fill the screen with it. Can you go infinite with that? Probably not. Probably not infinite. But I wonder if you could scale it up somehow a little bit. With duration. Just go more skill effect duration. Get every skill effect duration on the tree. It'd be kind of fun. Okay, so use a Merc that is going to proc your Hydrosphere frequently, and then more of a defensive setup for the Ascendancy. Right side, not scaling Link effect via light. Radius, right? Okay, so that's an Intuitive Link shell. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so these are all of our... I might have to do this... Oh my goodness. I might have to do this as individual chapters? Okay, discharge. I might have to. Let's put the whole search in here. So here's the whole search, right? This is Intuitive Link. This is the whole search. Whoops. There we go. That's the whole search. Because otherwise this is just going to scale off and go to infinity and beyond on the right-hand side. So let's bring down Destructive Link. Let's bring down Flame Link. Oh, I forgot to move again. That's okay. We don't care about deaths. That's what's so nice about softcore. Whoops, don't activate another one. Alright. Fun stuff. Flame Link Shell. I think that's what we do. Is we insert one row above. Whoops. And then we freeze 2 rows. We say name of shell. We say POE Ninja links, right? We say, what else? Brief description. Brief description. Yeah. Ooh, that just went super long, didn't it? That's a pretty long brief description. There we go. Spectral shield throw. So how many does this link need? This needs 4 lines, basically. These are all for the intuitive link shells. Let's delete these 2. Delete these 2 rows. There we go. Blight of Contagion. Let's take a look at that. So let's go here. Oh, he's available. Hit him! Hit him! Hit the bad guy! There we go. Let's go to Blight of Contagion. Alright, there's 8 characters using that. Alright, dropped a prismatic finally. There's 8 people doing this. Doing these shenanigans. Let's take a look. I've never played Blight of Contagion before. Let's go look at the level 98 character. Kane of Kulmak. Okay. Vol Blight, Blight of Contagion. With a bunch of levels. With Intuitive Link and Contagion. Now that's pretty interesting. Right? Because now you've turned a 2-button build into a 1-button build. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna showcase that. Blight of Contagion. Okay, so using Intuitive Link to proc Contagion, combining with Blight of Contagion. Combining with Intuitive Link. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What are they doing for their Merc setup is the question. Oh, that's an ultra defensive Merc setup. Yeah. Which makes sense. I guess basically Intuitive Link, if you're going Intuitive Link, there's no point in scaling up the link. Right? Intuitive Link does nothing if you scale it up with light effectiveness. Like, woo, what does the effect do? Does it lower the cooldown? I don't think so. So there's no point in scaling up the link for Intuitive Link. That would make sense why you'd be playing on the right-hand side of the tree. Of the Ascendancy tree. Sorry. That makes sense. Oh, it allocates Trickster. Interesting. Okay. More defensive Ascendancy. Right side of Luminary. And again, you're just looking to proc. Use a Merc that's going to proc your Contagion frequently, right? That's really what you're doing, is you're just trying to proc Contagion. Okay, discharge. This is one of the ones that I wanted to try out and just have fun with. But I think it would cost a lot to get going. I think I bought a staff and was messing around with crafting the staff. I was like, ooh, I should not just mess around with this. I'm just going to throw divs away. The cheapest discharge staff that's out there with all the rolls is 180 div. It's like, ooh, that's a lot for me. That's a lot for a gamer dad. That's a lot to be throwing away on one piece of gear. Okay, so the discharge shell. So come back here. Did I bring over the POE Ninja for this? Yes, I did. That's the spectral shield throw. So we need to have the contagion search for everybody. Yep. Contagion search for everybody. Ta-da! There we go. Brief description. One example POE Ninja and brief description. Ooh, Sacred Chainmail. Nice. Okay, other things to add. Here we go. Let's go back over to the discharge now. Now we're no longer doing blight. Now we're doing discharge. My 5 homies. Look at this. Look at this sick staff. +2 to all spell skill gems. +4 to all fire skill gems. It's so good. And then he 6 links it into the shadow stitch for the discharge. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what level is this? He's getting +6. And then +2 to socketed AoE. So he's got +8. Level 29 discharge. That's insane. It's quite good. Where's my other homie? Was this the other homie? Yeah, look at this. Level of socketed strength, level of int, level of socketed fire. It's a +5 staff. The other staff's actually better. It's a +6 staff. That's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so we're going to share this one as a example. We shall make an example out of you. And then we're going to grab these as the shells. We should probably say how many players. 5 players at time of recording. Oh, there we go. Got an Elder's Exalted Orb. What else? 5 players. I think this one was how much? I think this one was 4 players. 5 players. 5 players at time of research. 5 players at time of research. Blight of Contagion. This one was 8 players at time of research. 8 players at time of research. I suppose I should call them characters, not players, because it is possible that a player has multiple characters of the exact same build. That is what I'm doing, right? 2 different accounts with basically the same build. Okay, intuitive link shell. So we need to insert one above. Disclaimer, all POE ninjas are links from the moment. Keep scrolling for more shell examples. Move that over here. Oops. What else? Intuitive link shell. Okay, I feel like these need to be bigger headings. Yeah, okay. So this needs to be made bold. If it's a shell, it needs to actually be bold and italicized. Bold and italicized. Bold and italicized. Okay, so that's already 3 different builds. That's 3 different builds just from using Intuitive Link plus a Merc. 3 different build types. Well, 3 different skill gems. They're all pretty much basing everything off of Intuitive Link, but they're not necessarily overlapping with the same mercs or with the same support gems, let alone active gems, right? Their trees all look different too. They're probably not all stacking the same exact defensive layers. Not all of them are CI, not all of them are evasion or this, that, or the other thing, right? So that's a factor. That's something for us to take into consideration as we're looking at the data. So look at the data and be like, okay, this is good to know. So these are all good builds to look at. I wonder if there's any other sorts of shells that we should be looking at over here. Let's look at hardcore. Are there any in hardcore that are using Intuitive Link? Nobody's using Intuitive Link over here. Where's the reset button? There we go. Wait, are there more players in... No, that's 124. That's 14,000. There we go. It's like, man, I was adding a number there. 17% of the league play in Luminary. Okay, are they mostly using links? Okay, Flame Link is at 84%. So we're going to select it, and then we're going to select not select it. Okay, how many do we got? We've got 387 hardcore characters that are luminaries. Interesting. Sunder, Righteous Fire, Absolution. So 10% are playing Absolution, 10% are playing Righteous Fire, 12% are playing Sunder. Okay, let's go up from level 27. Let's go up to level 80 and see how many we got. How many people actually made it to maps? Okay, 178. Absolution is still there at 3%. 6% of the total. But a lot of people were using RF and stuff just to level, and Sunder just to level. Raise Spectre is the main skill. Interesting. So is Luminary actually just the new minion build? The answer is yes. Oh, we got some more precious. Must have our precious. Precious. All right. I think we probably need to write a little bit of an introduction to this thing. Okay. So where do we put an introduction on this bad boy? Table of contents. Let's copy and paste this. Copy and paste this. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Luminary Compendium. This needs to be large, bold, friendly letters. Hello and welcome to the Luminary Compendium. It needs to be bigger. Make it bigger. Make it larger. Hello and welcome to the Luminary Compendium. See below for a table of contents. What brought you here, Exile? You've played enough Assassin and smashed your wrists. Uh-oh. Was I supposed to be over here? No, that was another 130. I think he killed the Shaper again. I think my Merc was standing over here and he killed Shaper. That's probably why that's getting done so quick. Because we're not dropping anything extra from that when that happens. So I think sometimes Tom the Madman is just going to the side and not caring about anything. Tom the Madman, kill the Elder and stand here with me. There we go. You played enough Assassin and smashed your wrists. You played enough Assassin and your wrists are in pain. I'm tired of clicking, Exile. Of clicking to do damage, Exile. Maybe boredom. Maybe if you play a walking simulator, you will stir something within you. Yes. That's an appropriate amount of lore, isn't it? Little Cirrus reference there? No? No, nobody thinks it's good lore? Okay, individual Merc pages with info and suggested setups. Okay, so we are going to... you can navigate the pages here to find builds, information, tier lists, trade searches, regexes, and more. Atlas trees, and more. See, that's 150. That's what it's supposed to normally be if he gets all 4 devices charged up. There we go. Alright, then I think once I'm done farming Elder, when we actually want to like mess around and play and stop playing with the Compendium, I think I'm going to swap over and try to get a speed runner. We'll try and get a little bit of speed onto our Luminary. There's a Queen of the Forest approach that I want to try to see how quick we can go. To see just how fast we can run as fast as you can. Okay, individual Merc pages with info and suggested setups. Content. Broken down with suggestions for Mercs to use. And examples of POE different shells to play Luminaries and Mercs. Okay. So, combatant setups. I think the way to put this is to put like the skills in order of importance, right? And then you can do other things. Maybe we just showcase skills in order of importance and then reference things. Reference discussions and documents. The non-link shells. Are there any non-link shells? There's non-flame link shells. But do people then use other links? No, look at this. If they don't use flame link, then people aren't using other links as well, at least in hardcore. That's really interesting. I mean, in hardcore, because of the way how it works, like for sharing your HP, I would think the right-hand side of the entire ascendancy is just favorable for the Mercenary, or for the Luminary. Right? So what does this right-hand side of the tree looks like? Let's look at show passive heat map. Yeah, look at this. Look at this passive heat map. Nobody's coming over here to Golden Glory. On hardcore. This is only 178 characters. But nobody's coming over here. Everybody's coming over here for Mercenary's Taunt on hit and increased effective non-curse auras from your skills. Because it's free tankiness. Right? So it's pretty interesting. There's SRS, Earth Shatter, Absolution, Cold Snap, Ray Spectre. That's pretty interesting. For non-linked shells. Okay. Whoops. Got to turn this to the correct. Make all this visible. HC shell examples. Okay, so this is the big search. Widest search, 170 plus players from level 80 up in HC All Flame. That's a decent chunk. It's a chunk. It's a chunk of players. Precious. Must have our precious. Precious. We've almost got a full inventory here. Alright, link them all up. Okay. It seems like the top skills are Ray's Spectre, SRS, Earth Shatterer. What's up, Brizek? I mean, we're just breaking down all the different ways, right, to play Luminary. That's really what we're doing. So thank you for the encouragement, Brizek. Basically, this is either disproving my claim or proving my claim that you can just build anything that you want and stick it on Luminary and it's viable or it's not. I think what we're seeing is people are trying things. Like, this is a good amount of different types of builds that people are trying. We're seeing attack-based skills. We're seeing chaos-based skills. Elemental-based skills, both attack and spell-based. There's only 3% of the league that's using Intuitive Link on its main over here in Hardcore. But look at this. All gems. Like, on the all gems, it's... If they're not using Flame Link, they're not using another link. Right? So this is 178 different players approaching, using the Luminary in Hardcore. And having some level of success. They've gotten to level 80 or above in Hardcore. That's more than what a lot of people can say. So, I haven't gotten to level 80 in Hardcore, not this league. I did last league. But, I think I got to 90 last league in Hardcore? I don't remember. Playing a Gladiator build, it was just stupid easy. Just, you go block, you stay alive on Gladiator. Okay. So let's bring this over as the search. That's our widest search. Yep, we did that. Ray Spectre, Animate, Earth Shatter, Absolution. Absolution. There's also a... Was it a Cold Snap? Yeah, there's also some Cold Snap players. Cold Snap, look at that. There's more players playing Cold Snap than there are... There's more players playing Cold Snap in Hardcore... All Flame than there are players playing Discharge total on Luminary in Trade League. That's interesting. So Cold Snap. Like, Cold Snap. Cold Snap. There's the search. Absolution. Where's the search? There's 6 characters there. This is 6 characters. This is 6 characters. Earth Shatter. Earth Shatterer. That's 7 characters. 7 characters. There's the widest search. SRS. Are you actually throwing your traps down? Or are you getting Shaper killed over here? Yeah, I think he was getting killed. That's partly what was going on. That's why we're down at like 130 on any of these attempts. So many good ways to build it. Yeah. I wonder how badly it's going to get smacked. If it gets smacked. Maybe it doesn't get smacked. It has such a rough start. But I think that's up for debate. I think you can scale some of these things with starter gear. Where did Helena go? Oh wait, I don't want to identify everything, because then it would ID the eyes. We don't want to do that. How many eyes have we dropped so far? 4 in 20? That's not good. Okay, now we can ID the rest. ID the rest, and we can go to King's March with it. Turn it into the dust. Thank you very much. Please turn it all into dust, yeah. Look at that. It's some dust. It's all garbage dust. It's nothing like that 200,000 thing that we had earlier. I think that was a belt that I was rolling with. I think Cyclopean Coil drops for a little bit as well. Okay, so SRS. Eight players going SRS. Show the passive heat map on this. Yeah, everything's going to be... Not everything is over here. There are some doing legendary arms. Interesting. So some are going to bestowed knighthood, but not everybody. That's interesting on the SRS side. I would have thought SRS would have all gone defensive. 8 characters, but that's interesting. Okay. Non-link shells. These are all HC shell examples. These are going to be SC shell examples. I think we're going to see a lot fewer. Is it fewer or less? From SC. Because SC players sometimes are less imaginative. Okay, Race Spectre is on 12 characters as a main link. Race Spectre, 12 characters. And there's the search. Okay. I wonder if Luminary won't get smacked, but if the thing that gets smacked is Animate Guardian. I wonder if that's what GGG will actually smack. Because everybody's running an AG. Let's just look at that really quick. Let's go here to builds. How many players are running an AG of some type? Faster attacks, shield charge, frostblink, automation, and light, and tempest, flesh and stone. Okay, maybe it's not so bad. Animate Guardian, 21%. 23% are using Race Spectre. Oh, I forgot to move. So, but that's a combo, right? 2% difference is going to be that there's some people who are running Spectres without an AG because they're using, what is it? Is it Wraithlord? What's the helmet called that you can't run non-spectral minions? So I bet that would be the 2%, right? I bet there would be a significant overlap between that. So if I click on Ray Spectre on all gems, Nycta's Light of Meaning, Mage Blood, blah, 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 blah. What is the helmet called? Dark Monarch. There you go. 8%. No? Is it Dark Monarch? Well, Covenant is for poison scaling. It's not Dark. It's not Dark Monarch. POE Dark. It's not Hollowed Monarch. Hollowed Monarch is what we're using. Maximum number of minion type is doubled. Cannot have minions other than random. There you go. So it's Dark Monarch. Okay, so if 8% are using Dark Monarch, 8% of these 28,000, that's how much? It's 2,000 players that are using the Dark Monarch versus the difference between Ray Spectres versus using Animate Guardian. 28.9 is Ray Spectre somewhere, and then AG was what, 20%, 21%? Yeah, 26.7. So it's a little over 2,000. So it's pretty close to that's being the difference, to Dark Monarch being something of a significant difference. If you're already going to slot in Ray Spectres anywhere and other than a main source of damage or a main skill link, why wouldn't you just throw them? Right? Like, why not throw in an AG? If you've got room for the Spectres, you have room for AG. You'd think. It's one link, and you're already going to link it with Meat Shield and Power or Minion Life, depending on what you're scaling. The Cyclopean Coil is 50,000. That's decent there, Exile. Okay, I was going to manage the town. I was going to add some monies to the town. There you go. The town is a-working. Okay, other things that we can look at here. So that was HC shell examples, not using Flame Link, or not using any link. So let's go back to the table of contents page and copy and paste this. These are going to be freeze up to 2 rows. This is going to be number of characters. Okay, this is going to be the widest search. Players from level 90 up in SC All Flame. Okay, so let's see the widest search. Let's bring this over. There we go. Okay, this is... Bring this over here, actually. I don't like the way how that looks. There we go. I like that. Okay. Now we're going to do this for the widest search. We're going to see how many players are level 90, not using links. So we're going to go to builds. We're going to go to All Flame. We're going to click Flame Link. Flame Link, not under main skill, but under all skills. 11% of the league are using it. And now we're going to select it. See who's not using it. And we're going to select Luminaries. Luminaries. Luminaries are using Destructive Link. 50%. 50%. Are you seeing these numbers? Half of the people in softcore who are not using Flame Link are using Destructive Link. All right, then where's... Let's delete that one. Let's remove that one as well. Whoops. Let's say no to that. Anybody else using Intuitive Link? Because we've already looked at that for the total numbers, right? It's not that many. What did we say it was? 12%. 12% are using Intuitive Link. 168 characters. There are more characters not using any links whatsoever in HC than there are. Interesting. Okay, so that's the Intuitive Link shell, which I think we linked. Right? It's the same thing. Should come back with the same number of characters. 199 characters. Luminary using Intuitive Link. So what did I do differently here? 81, 81. Wait, are there people who have other... Are there people over here who have links that are selected? That they're leveling? Yeah, they do. 16% Flame Link over here. So there's some people who are running both Flame Link and Intuitive Link. Interesting. I'm going to assume that's because they're just leveling up gems. Because the difference between these two searches is 30 characters or so. I'm going to assume those are just people leveling that. So we're going to replace this. There we go. Intuitive Link shell. Non-link shells. Okay. That's what we were trying to do. We were trying to say no links. No links, Mrs. Bennett. No links. All right. Flame Link, we're going to say no to. And now Destructive Link, 50%. Okay, so that gives us 1,200 players in softcore. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. 1,200 players are playing with no links. No links, Mrs. Bennett. No links. Okay, so this gives us a healthy pool. Widest search is 1,200 plus players. What level is that? Level 80 and up. How many are level 90? Let's just push that into softcore. It's still 1,000 characters. That's still 1,000 characters. That's pretty cool. Okay. POE Ninja. POE Ninja. Whoops. Level 90. And SC offline. Okay. So, what are the percentages here of what people are using? Okay, Ray Spectre. Oh, interesting. Doriani's Touch and Spark. Mind you, these are people who are not using links at all. These are people who have no links on them. No flame links, no destructive link, no control links. Ray Spectre. AG. Okay, so these are people playing Bob. Ray Spectre and AG, right? Jaquani's Potential. Okay. Okay. Is there a way to make Jaquani's Potential work with a Merc? To scale up their int? To do an int stacker? On a Merc? Whispers of Infinity. Oh, there's Chains of Command. 33% of people are going Chains of Command. Wow. So Luminary is the new Chains of Command build. That's interesting. Yeah, these are both Chains of Command skill or uniques. Okay, so I'm going to unselect Animate Guardian. We're going to go Raise Spectre is the top one. Also over here. Whoops. We're going to go... That's 128 characters. Raise Spectre playing... Whoops, get rid of this. Get rid of this search. There we go. Raise Spectre. We should make this a solid block. Not to pass through. There we go. Make this a solid block, just because I don't like all of the text. There we go. Looks a little cleaner that way. All right, Raise Spectre. This is 128 characters? Yeah, 128. 128 characters. Characters. Playing Raise Spectre. Okay. Hello and welcome to the non-link shells. Okay, so what does this mean? This means what does this mean? How do I want to do this? Non-link shells. None of these examples use links. No flame link. No destructive link. No intuitive link. Okay. None of them. None of these use it. There's quite a few characters. Number of players. I could do that and then you could tally it up to see how many there are. Alright, so Raise Spectre is an option. Animate Guardian. I'm going to say most of these Animate Guardians are Animate Guardian. I'm going to say most of these Animate Guardians are mostly Chains of Command. About 30%. About 30% Chains of Command builds. These on the Raise Spectre, I don't know what these are, right? That's another thing. If only we could actually display on POE Ninja and share on our profiles the specters that we're actually using, right? So let's just click on any of these that aren't level 100, because sometimes, if you're wondering, by the way, YouTube, oh, Iron, why is it that you're clicking on stuff that's not level 100? Isn't a level 100 character more complete than a level 99? Yes, it is, but sometimes players at level 100 will troll and they'll change their stuff and they're done playing on that character. So sometimes I'll go on POE Ninja and you'll look at something and you'll be like, why does this person have deals nothing but Avatar of Fire, but then they've got Cold Snap as their 6th link, and they have 6 Cold Snaps linked together. Why are they doing that? Oh, it's just because they're messing around. It's a trophy of their level 100. Okay, so Dark Monarch he's using double minion. Oh, interesting. He's got 2 different 2 different setups here. I'm going to say this is a Wretched Defiler build. That's my guess, because I've played that, and I've got a good buddy who plays it, inverting the rules, swaps Elemental resistances, having return on a bunch of projectiles, and then having greater spell echo is really good. And you don't care about elemental ailments on the build. You just want more elemental damage. So I would say that would be Wretched Defiler plus support specters on here. Does not have a minions are aggressive wand. Interesting. But I do believe that these Raised Spectre builds are going to be like actual Raised Spectre builds. Okay, Jaquani's potential. Just as I say that, wait, there's more. Here's a Spark build that also has Raised Spectre in a 6-link with its AG. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, 17% are either Spark or Spark of the Nova. So that's 26% are playing Spark. About 26% are playing Spark. Spock? Spark of the Nova. Spock of the Nova. So that's pretty interesting. So that's a good amount of builds that are just playing those two things. Again, on Luminary, not playing on Necro. I think if you're playing a build, you could just... Maybe Mercs is just the way to go. Okay, take away the Raised Spectre. Earth Shatterer. Let's take a look at this. Oh, these are face breakers. Okay, 81% of these are face breakers. Okay, Earth Shatterer. Earth Shatterer. These are face breakers. About 81% are playing face breakers, which is cool. That's very cool. It's very fun. Very cool. Okay, I guess we should also do some combatant set. We can start... We've done a little bit with the shells. I feel like the shells are getting filled in a little bit. So that's good. Table of contents. We've got a little bit started over here. Hello and welcome to the Luminary Compendium. See below for a table of contents. What brought you here, Exile? You played enough assassin and your wrists are in pain. Tired of clicking to do damage, Exile? Maybe if you play a walking simulator, you will stir something within you. You can navigate the pages here to find builds, information, tier lists, trade searches, regexes, atlas trees, and more. I need to make an and more page. Here you go. Let's duplicate. We're going to call this the and more page. And more page! What should actually go on the and more page? Probably an FAQ. FAQ about Merkies. Okay, now where did my path of building go? Because I've got a bunch of FAQs here. A bunch of FAQ notes already pulled up that we built from our first 2 weeks together. Okay, where's the FAQ? FY, FAQ. Okay, so FAQ. Okay, FAQ. When do I get my perma merc? After you ascend, you can, after your first ascension, in Act 3, you can, you must take Noble Blood, which unlocks perma mercs. How do I find a perma merc? Didn't I say there's a spot for all 4 of them? Didn't we say that? Mercenaries will start appearing in Act 3. There we go. Oh no, this got trodden over. There we go. Move that down a bit. FAQ about Merkies and the Luminary. Okay, Mercenaries will start appearing in Act 3 with guaranteed spawns, Scepter of God, Grand Arena, Ridge, Hidden Underbelly, and the control blocks. There we go. I like that. Which Ascendancy nodes should I take for Labs 2 through 4? This depends on your campaign progression plan and your end game desired setup. Insert one row above. If you know you are scaling links, then the left-hand side of the ascendancy is where you will most likely start heading. If you know you will scale unique items on your mercs, you'll unlock those unique slots as soon as your mercs are pirates. As soon as your mercs are pirates. Those unique slots as soon as your mercs are capable of wearing your desired uniques. If you know, so this kind of depends. This is kind of a long one. Wow, this is kind of a long one. So I actually need to move this down. I'm going to move this one down. We're going to copy and paste this over here. We're going to copy and paste this up here. We're going to copy and paste this up here. Boop. 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 There we go. Your desired uniques. Oh, that's so close to being on the screen. Well, if we actually made it big, it'd be fine. So it's just because it's small right now. Okay. Yeah. Option 1. Yep. Here we go. Bring this over here. It's at 2 spaces. There we go. If you know you won't be scaling light radius links, and you don't need those ascendancy points for uniques, or you are early on needing more defensive layers, then the right hand side of the ascendancy is a strong option for you. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense? You guys let me know if that makes sense. As an answer to the question, which ascendancy node should I take for labs 2 through 4? How much is this build priced at? Okay. As with all builds, it depends on the meta, both availability. Oops, let's just do normal lingo for this. Supply and demand of items and crafting materials to make the items listed in the build. Okay. This is about price and economics. We're talking economics here. Oh boy, aren't you excited? We're talking about economics. I bet all of you woke up this morning and you were like, I hope Iron talks about economics today. I'm so excited for economics. I'd like to go to an economics class, please. But please make it POE themed. Okay. All right. One of the factors making Luminary's budget more accessible, okay, cheaper, is that having twice as much gear slots means you can ease your progression with each corresponding slot. For example, if your build normally requires a 10 divine item in the glove slot, now you have a merc who only needs a 50C glove, let's say. Whoops. This means you have another slot you can upgrade your Merc's gloves. Yours Merc's gloves, your Merc's gloves, while you are farming for your big 10 div upgrade on your gloves. Overall, yes, Merc's luminaries are more expensive because there are more items. The total value of gear is usually more for 2 sets of gear than 1. However, because of the rate of scaling of your own character and your Merc's character, you can ease your upgrades as your budget expands. Okay? All right. With Merc's, high-end rare gear may often end up being more expensive than mid to high-end unique gear, as is usual in POE. This top-tier rare gear requires more materials to craft, and therefore has a higher point of risk and entry for purchase. Okay. Whew! All right, we answered that question. What is the entry-level cost to get to yellow maps or X endgame content? What are the most expensive pieces of this build? I think maybe I just move this down here. Yeah, let's just do that. That's an answer to come down here. There you go. What is the entry-level cost to get to yellow maps or X endgame content? If you have a solid plan of scaling your Merc's damage or your damage that is not specific to a particular configuration. Config of Merc, you will have a much easier time of scaling into higher tier maps. If you are dependent on finding a particular Merc to progress, you will be spending time just hunting for your Merc. Therefore, the entry-level cost of your build is generally the currency cost of your own gear, your Merc's gear, and the time or cost to farm or purchase X Merc. Okay? I think, by the way, this reality makes it so that way, at least for me, I'm playing Merc longer. Like, I'm playing one character and one character archetype longer than I normally do. I don't normally spend 2 or 3 weeks just on the same character. Usually I'm an altaholic and I'm popping up all sorts of different characters, trying out all sorts of things. But with the Luminary, you can do all that on one character. So. My link keeps breaking even though I have infinite duration. Oh, I hate that. That is a bummer. Okay, how long do temporary mercs stick around? This was a good one. Whoops. I accidentally pasted over top of another of my answers. Do plus to level mods on items in any way affect mercenaries? No. Was that a short enough answer? Iron can't ever answer anything except with 100 words. No. Skill gems for players are not the same as the skills mercs use. Anything that increases skill gem levels or supports skill gems on gear does not affect mercenaries in any way. Wait, it's not affect. Yeah, I think it's effect. Oh, no. It is affect. Affect. Rather than effect. Okay, so we've got an FAQ. Delete. Freeze. 1 row. Okay. Delete. Delete rows. Delete the rows. Okay, delete. And more! The table of contents. And more. FAQ page. FAQ. There we go. The and more FAQ. There we go. Okay, what else should we add on here? So we did a bunch about FAQ. Should we start adding some stuff about each of these types of mercs? Okay. I think for combatant, right? There's a couple of different ideas. It's what is it? Frostblades and Wildstrike. I think there's the Frostblade setup. We should, ideally what we should do on this Luminary Compendium is we should showcase like what skills brick a build and like what the order is, because sometimes the skill bricks a build but sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes it'll take priority but sometimes it won't. And so doing that kind of order of operation that shows like if you get this it's good, but if it's combined with this it bricks it. Or it just changes the dynamic. Maybe it doesn't brick it. Maybe there's ways to play it. Right? Maybe it's not bricked. It's just different. People are always afraid of what's different. Okay. What else? This is a good... and more times 2. Let's duplicate this. We're going to call this even more FYIs. FYIs. All right, let's delete these and then let's bring this over. Temp mercs count vol side areas as a new zone. This means when you leave a zone to enter the vol side area, you run the risk of losing your temporary merc. Also, when you return to a pre-vol side area zone, your merc will not reappear if they had already disappeared. Mercs that have vol skills are generally better than mercs that don't. Vol skills, uptime, and damage seem to be the deciding factor in scaling merc abilities, assuming 0 other differences. Mercs will start appearing in Act 3. Yep, we've already got that. Don't be overly emotionally connected to your mercs in the campaign. You will need to replace them. That's a good one. If your damage is scaling off, do not hesitate to farm for a better merc in the highest possible force spawning zone. Mercs are big for your build. Upgrade them. If you're coming up on a DPS check, consider force spawning mercs until you get a good single target merc to help you through the DPS single target check. Tav Act 5, Act 10, Azaro, etc. Okay, those are some decent FYIs. What are some other FYIs that we could say about mercs? This is a good FYI. I know this is like a duh thing, but I ran into this all the time. Mercs cost gold. If you spend all your gold on other things, you won't be able to challenge a merc to hire them. If you are hunting, farming, mercs always have some gold on you. There we go. That's one that I ran into a couple times. Okay, we got link shells. We got non-link shells. We got table of contents. We're starting to get somewhere. Do y'all feel like we're starting to get somewhere? I feel like we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, I feel like I actually need to go kill some monsters or something. I'm going to use the restroom. Whew. Take a bio break, go check on the kids, and then we're going to come back and do some farming. Maybe I'll do some voyages, some charts. I really do wonder about a Queen of the Forest farmer. I think that's a good idea. Go Queen of the Forest, scale up evasion to high heavens, and just run. Because you don't really have to kill anything. I guess on voyages. Okay. All right. We are back. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see about making this. Let's see about making this swap. I wonder about making this swap. Okay, where did I put it? Oh, that's an interesting suggestion. From Cypher saying to itemize mercs with no items equipped, like to sell them, to sell the contract with no items. Yeah, I agree. I think I said that a while ago. Okay, so here's Frostblades. This is the Frostblades guy, which I have not scaled him up yet. If I just invite him to see what he's like. I gotta go around John. And go to the Blood Aquas. Alright, let's see what this guy's like with his interface. He's got dash. Oh, did he swing and miss there? I think he swung and missed. Okay, but he could be all right. Okay, so let's do, what is it? This one? There we go. Do I want to brick my character that I've spent all this currency on? I don't think I do want to brick this character. I think I need another... I need a second Luminary. I think I need a second Luminary. I think I need a second Luminary. G3 fam, am I crazy for thinking I need a second Luminary just to test more mercs and to test more things out? So ideally what I want to do, where is it? Is do this. Let's show off this build here. I think this is what I want to do. So you go Queen of the Forest. You go Augire to get to scale up your crit. You go Foulborn Oppressor to avoid. You go Ungil's Harmony, so that way you've got increased critical strike chance. Right? I think that's the reason why you go this way. So that way this crit chance just keeps going way up. And then you scale up your evasion. 86,000 is the evasion. So what is that evasion rating? 86,000, 1% per 600. So 86,000 divided by 600. Yeah, it hits the cap of 75. 75%. increase movement speed. So you just go movement speed. And basically you do a heist runner, but instead of running heists, you're running voyages. Now here's the thing. Three 3,200 life is not very much. It's not. And so if you actually have to kill something in the water, like you just don't have that. You don't really have that as an option. I guess your Merc, right? Everything's based off of your Merc's crit. And you just don't get hit. That's the whole build. Just don't get hit. I think it's funny that they're using anger to add a bunch of flat with generosity. I wonder if you swap that off when you're actually fighting something. But this is a lot of move speed. This is a ton of move speed. So this is what it looks like. If you want to know what it looks like, here you go. This is what it looks like. Look at this move speed. Look at this move speed. The move speed is good. The move speed's good, no? I think the move speed's pretty good. Now, this isn't a tiers, you know, the equivalent tier 17 nightmare map. You don't have to farm the nightmare map. You can see it, the character's XP is super low in the video. Whenever you see a character's XP low in the video, you know it's not gaining XP. Now, he's level 99. But I think this is like a template for running voyages and for running charts. I think you can just speed farm, rush a whole bunch of voyages, whole bunch of charts. There's really no bosses down there to kill, so your Merc doesn't even matter. Right? Because most of the stuff that you get is from tile loot, right? It's not necessarily from actually killing anything. So do you just, like, this is what I'm thinking. Do you just build out for ultra defensive purposes, and then you just go right side of the Luminary? Where's POB? Tree. Give me a new tree. Manage new theory. That's what we're naming this. Done. Move over to the theory tree. Okay. So do you just go and grab as much move speed as possible? And then on your Luminary... What? Why can't I be a Luminary? Why is there no Luminary ascendancy? What? What happened? What the heck? Convert to 329. There we go. There's the Luminary. Okay. Go Luminary. Go Noble Blood. Go. You and your mercenary and their minions have 15% increased life. If your mercenary's life is higher than your own, 20% of damage from hits taken from your mercenary's life before you. So that's good tankiness. And then you go even more life, and then they taunt on hit. That's 1 ascendancy, 2 ascendancy, 3 ascendancy. And then you can use uniques here in whatever way you want. You could also go move speed. Is there a movement? %2 increased movement speed per summoned phantasm for Umbral Army. Is that the way to go? Or do you go... Well, you could also go Forbidden Flame. Right, and go Pathfinder. That'd be more move speed, right? So you go Pathfinder, Forbidden Flame, Forbidden Flesh for Pathfinder Scion. You come grab this, so that way you get more Summoned Phantasms. I don't know where we're going to get Summoned Phantasms from. But somehow you get Phantasms. How can we... Is there any way to self-damage and get Phantasms? Let's look up Summon Phantasms here really quick. Because typically Phantasms are only come out after you kill stuff, right? Summon Phantasm support. Chance to summon a phantasm when supported skills or non-phantasm minions from supported skills deals a killing blow. So you've got to kill you've got to actually kill something with summon phantasm support. Okay, could you actually go... Could you go Dark Monarch and Congregation support? Because there's no limit. There's no limit on this. This doesn't say there's a limit. It's 2% increased movement speed per summoned phantasm. So what's the limit? Help me out here, fam. What is the limit on these? You can go up to 22 maximum phantasms when the support gem is level 21. This can be raised with Congregation support, so that's another 38%. Right? So that's another 7. So that gets us up to 28 phantasms. And then Dark Monarch for a maximum of 62. Are you kidding me? Okay, so that's 124% move speed right there. Dark Monarch, Congregation support, maximum phantasms out. Is there a way to make this the zoomiest thing? Runesmithing. Trigger level 20 summon phantasm skill when you consume a corpse. And Soul Rest. Is there a way for us to get up to 62 phantasms? Could we get up to 62 phantasms and then still run a Queen of the Forest with Grace for a bunch of move speed? See, this is at 468% move speed. Where's the rest of the move speed coming from? Let's pop this baby open in POB. We're going to pop this little sucker up. Okay, where is the movement speed? This is 390 or 368. Does this have... These are checked? These are all checked. Building on what you said about gear, wouldn't it sometimes happen that you can get away with someone's second choice, i.e. failed last step of crafting, if you don't need some stat for yourself or your merc? Yeah. That's a good point. Okay, this is 368, not 468. Okay, so this says 468 move speed. Where's it coming from? Dabbler's Quicksilver Flask of the Cheetah is 105%. Okay, some of this is because of Mage Blood. Because it's just always going to count everything as being used. Hey, welcome, Lady Temperance. Next step, how about deck stacking and unarmed? One with nothing takes away both weapon slots and gloves, meaning we miss out on a lot of nice buffs and debuffs we could apply to them. Yeah. For years supporting the merc, so you don't mind not having attack speed on gloves. The merc can just bonk the mobs with curse on hit gloves. I mean, basically, I'm thinking for this setup, if we're building a pacifist, I'm gonna try. What if this is the new challenge? Hear me out. Is the new challenge, can I build a pacifist Luminary merc that just farms a mirror by just collecting things on voyages and charts? Can I do it? Basically be a pacifist. So your merc just applies like temp chains and enfeeble on hit? The pacifister? Oh, I like it. And then we're just scaling move speed. That's all we'd be doing. I suppose you can scale the damage, right? There's no like reason to just be like, no, I don't want to actively do damage. It would be a pretty funny meme, though. Okay, a lot of the move speed is from the tree. So itemization, the way how this breaks down, 105 plus 47. Why is Queen of the Forest only giving 47% move speed? It should be giving up to 75% per 600 evasion rating. Is that local? That's not a local mod. There's no way that's a local mod. Okay, where is my... When in doubt, go to my infinite amount of characters in standard. Okay, here's Chris Hates Auction Houses. I don't think she's wearing... Yeah, this was the Dorianis. This was the Merc League Dorianis character. Too bad I can't relog that character and have the Merc reappear. Okay, where is my... Don't I have a Queen of the Forest character? I might not. No, I don't think I do. Okay, how much evasion does she have? 12,000 in town. Okay, cool. How much evasion do we have now? Still 12,000. Oh my goodness. Why do I have stuff over here? Oh no. No, don't touch that. Okay. So all we're trying to do here is test Queen of the Forest. Where is Queen of the Forest? Don't I have a Queen of the Forest sitting somewhere? Nope. Where's Uniques? Yep. Look at the evasion rating on that. That's legacy evasion rating. Legacy evasion rating, baby. No? Isn't it? No, I guess not. It's just the total. Okay, so the question is it actually local or not for the amount of evasion for the movement speed? I don't think it's local. So if I swap this off, my movement speed is 30%. Okay, that's my movement speed modifier. If I... What? What? Oh, because of the 25% reduced movement speed modifier in it. I'm an idiot. That's why. Okay, so it is giving... Oh, man. Okay, where's Grace? If I use Grace, right? This is just a really simple test. You still have stuff here? Why do you have so much stuff? Oh, my science. Why do I have a mirror? Why do I have a... Oh, because this was Legacy. Yeah, that's Legacy. Gain 18% of mana as extra maximum energy shield. I'm like, why do I have a mirror sitting here? I'm taking a screenshot of that. When you log into Standard... Oh, man, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. Enough memeing in Standard. Here we go. Wait, where's my actual money? Where's that money actually going? This is remove only. Where did my real money go? Nope, it's not there. It's here. Okay, there we go. Whew. Wait, where did it go? Okay, it's right there. Move it all the way to the front. Ta-da! There we go. All right, let's grab a Grace. And if we equip a Grace, and we use a Grace, then it should just very easily showcase that our movement speed goes up. We're at 30, we're at 33%. Okay, so Grace having more evasion globally does matter. Okay, destroy the Grace. There we go. Put this back, put this back. No, it doesn't have enough space. Put this back. Okay, log back on over. All flame. Okay, so we could do this. All right. Go here. Not this one. Go here. I think the opportunity cost is not that high for that amount of percentage of move speed. Because we're talking 2% movement speed per summon Phantasm. That's... We said 62 Phantasms? Now, the question is, how do we reliably get that many Phantasms? Consuming a corpse, right? Which we could use intuitive link to do. Right? We could constantly be consuming corpses. We are building a pacifist build here. Okay, so go Dark Monarch. I think. Okay. So you go, what is this? This is the Luminary. Save the Luminary. Bring this over here. This is the imported build. If I go, the helmet from Devotos is giving 20% movement speed. If I go Dark Monarch, right? And we go plus, we go up to 62 phantasms. Okay, so how do you make this work? How do we make this work, chat? What do we think? I don't think we care about Phantasmal Might. Yeah. We just care about getting Umbral Army. So if I'm on here and we go body or helmet, Dark Monarch, right? I need to make this custom. I need to search for the custom one. How much is Dark Monarch trade? Dark Monarch with Phantasms. Dark Monarch. Phantasms. Maximum number of summon Phantasms. Summon Phantasms. What is it? It's... No, don't do that. It's maximum, right? Is doubled. Here we go. How much? How about Popcorn Phantasms? Link them with Infernal Legion and take minion instability. But then they'll die. That's the thing. We want them around forever because they're giving us move speed. That's a good thought, like for actually clearing. But we need to think more pacifist. We need to not actually kill anything in the charts. We just want to zoomy zoom. If we just want to zoomy zoom down in the charts. What is zoomy zoom? Okay, 560 chaos. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find out, but aren't you creating them continuously? If we are creating them continuously, then you've got a point with minion instability. That's a good point. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's see, is anybody doing this? Is anybody already doing this that we can just go, huh, somebody else has already done the theory crafting. Dark Monarch. Okay, so Dark Monarch. Is anybody else using Queen of the Forest? Nope. Okay. So Dark Monarch with what? We can take off all this link restriction stuff. Okay, so Dark Monarch with... There's nobody else doing anything with Queen of the Forest. It's going to be expensive this league because of the Reliquary node that gives Phantasmal Might. Yeah, that makes sense. Convocation. Okay, go Congregation support. We want all gems Congregation support. Okay, we're down to 41 characters. Okay, of course everybody's using Ray Spectres. I wish I could show move speed. I don't think we can show move speed. Yeah. Why can't we show move speed, but we can see it once we look at a character? There it is, right next to level. Move speed. Okay, movement speed. The highest is 265. Dark Monarch, the Squire, supporting Spectres. So you're 6-linked, you're double 6-linked over here. Oh, not even 6-linked on that. Move speed's only 265. I think we can go faster than that. I think if we don't have to output any offensive damage, we could level this thing to a certain level and then just go, like... This is what we did during Heist. We basically built like a pacifist character and just ran. Also did it during Delve. If you don't have to deal any damage, like what else opens up for you? You can just be a defensive character, right? So I think what we do... Bubonic Trail. I think this is where a bunch of move speed is coming from too, right? 29% increased movement speed while affected by a magic Abyss Jewel. Oh no, it's using... They're using... It's 2 sockets. So he's getting 29% increased move speed. Oh, Deathwalk. Doesn't Deathwalk... Deathwalk from Bubonic Trail. Doesn't that explode corpses? Doesn't that consume corpses? Bubonic Trail POE. Doesn't that pop corpses or no? Is it just a degen? Deathwalk. While you walk, the skill causes corpses near your steps to explode, dealing fire damage in the area. The explosions of the corpses are not affected by modifiers to spell damage and cannot be reflected. Does that count as consuming a corpse? What's up, bud?
Is it dinner time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you finish mowing?
Yep. Wasn't that much. Pretty.
Nice. Okay. The battery got it done?
Oh yeah, I had lost the spare. I still plugged it in though.
Okay. All right, dinner time, dude. I don't know if Deathwalk counts as consuming a corpse. Causes a corpse to explode. I don't know if that's consumed. Exploding corpses isn't the same as consuming corpses. And consuming corpses we cared about because... Oh, I forget. Something. Right here. For consuming a corpse. When you consume a corpse. I think we can find other ways for corpse consumption. Corpse. Corpse consuming. To consume a corpse. Consume. Consumed on kill. The Necro gives you, like, defenses for having corpses consumed. Yeah, when you consume a corpse. We could just consume a corpse, we could trigger corpse consumption with an offering, right? With trigger level 20 bone offering, flesh offering, and spirit offering. We could use Queen's Hunger, but then we're not using Queen of the Forest. Every second, Disciple of Kitava. Every second, consume a nearby corpse to recover 5% of life and mana. Every 3 seconds, consume a nearby corpse to recover. See, we want to be consuming corpses, so that way we're generating phantasms. This is how we generate phantasms. Boy, today has taken a absolute detour. So do we go Disciple of Kitava to consume a corpse every second, which means every second we are summoning a phantasm. Battle Mage's Cry, Desecrate Offering. Soul Rest Necros, do the Cyclone cast while channeling Desecrate. Yeah, but that requires us to slow down to cast, right? To actually attack. And Cyclone really reduces our move speed. Ideally, we're just running, and while we're running, we're popping corpses without having to kill them. Okay, so zombies could count as corpses, but then they're not being resummoned. So we would need to figure out a auto spawning zombie effect. Is that Hungry Loop? Can Hungry Loop constantly be spamming summon zombies? Raise zombies? Automation, auto exertion, Battle Mage's Cry, Desecrate Offering. Okay, let's try that. Let's just try that for a second. I like what you're saying. I like what you are saying. Let's just try that as a setup for a second. Ooh, what'd you get? How to Jewelry and Hardcore. 3% additional fizz. 3% additional fizz. Ooh, those are good. Oh, man, the recoup. Very nice. Lots of endurance charges. Endurance men. Yeah, it's a low roll. Low roll, but at least you got it. It's good. That's crazy. Very strong. Okay. Oh, nice. Dawnbreaker. With a good chess piece, yeah. Nice chess piece. Good looking Dawnbreaker, too. Yeah, it's good looking Dawnbreaker. Good looking Dawnbreaker. I'm over here theory crafting a pacifist speed monstrosity. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about this shell, right? We got 368. If I just switch this over to Dark Monarch, where is it? The trade. If I copy this into POB, create custom, what is it? Oh, why didn't it do this? Oh. No, copy item. Here we go. Create. Add to build. Switch the helmet, which is giving 20% move speed. But then if I come over here to Dark Monarch, we go down to 348. We were at 368. And now if I said in the configuration, how many phantasms? Where's the phantasms button? I think I need to actually have like a skill. We'll add in summon phantasm. Phantasm, where is it? Phantasm. Right? Okay, we're gonna say it's enabled. And then in the config. Is it not over here? Do you have phasing? Sure, we have phasing. Number of enemies. I thought there's a spot for it. I thought there was a spot for the number of phantasms summoned. Where did I just add that onto? Did I just add it onto determination haste? Did I not add it? Withering step. I added it to withering step. Yeah, it's enabled. Okay, let's put in phantasm. So it's here. But it's not saying there's any summons. I'm doing something wrong here. Yeah, I'm doing something wrong here. Ideally, what we should be seeing, where are we at? What we should be seeing is that we have 358. But then if we go up to 62 phantasms, right? We're trying to get 62 times 2, which is 124% increased move speed. So that puts us up to 482% move speed is what we're looking at. That's a lot of move speed. Although I guess it's not quite that much because it gets the reduced penalty from Queen of the Forest. Okay, so how could we cobble this together? So let's try this with automation, auto exertion, Battle Mage's Cry, Desecrate Offering. Let's try that. So we want auto exertion. Where is it? Oh my goodness, I'm out of alterations. Let's grab. I have no chaos either. Oh my goodness. What happened to all my money? Where'd all my money go? Oh, it's all over here. I need to sell all my money. Let's sell something here because we're going to buy some things. We are going to buy some things. Yeah, this is 11 divs worth of stuff. Let's sell that. 11 divs worth of stuff. Fragments. Let's sell this for chaos. What is this? 11, 16, 15. No, it's 11. No, it's 14. No, it's 13. Aha. All right, grab some chaos. Fragments. We got 10. 10 of these. Aha. There we go. We're going to put one back in. One of these. All right, we're going to put in 17 of these. 2,000 chaos. Holy smokes. Okay, one of these. That's a lot of chaos. Okay, we have enough chaos to start playing around now. I do think I will want another character to mess this up on, right? So we're just going to try and test exactly if this works for creation of corpses, which would then spawn phantasms. That's what we're testing. So auto exertion. What is it? Battle Mage's Cry. And then with what? Desecrate and Offering. Desecrate, and then we would want an offering that's defensive. So where's Bone Offering? Bone Offering. So that way we've got even more chance to block. All right, I don't have a 4 link on me at the moment, and if I take any of these things off, it will destroy my stuff. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so put all these. Switch. It's time to switch over to standard and to try this. It is time to try this. I've got one level 97 Scion. Okay, she's got a full respec. I think she's clean on the jewel sockets. I think she's clean on jewel sockets. Oh, but she won't be a luminary. Right? She won't be a luminary. But we can at least test these things. Alright, so we know we want to come down here and grab movement speed, right? We know we're grabbing movement speed here. What does this do? Supreme Ostentation and then a bunch of move speed? Oh no, just mana. Oh, mana reservation is really good. This makes sense coming through here and grabbing evasion. But also coming through here and grabbing unnatural instinct. Is this an unnatural instinct? Yeah, it is. Okay, that makes sense. So attack speed, I think, makes more sense coming through this way. This person's actually not grabbing the attack speed stuff from this unnatural instinct. Why wouldn't you go spell damage? I guess maybe for the dex, but you're not getting the dex. Or the attack speed. Huh? Okay, so we're going to come through here. Okay, and we're going to go unnatural instinct there. We're going to come down and we're going to grab a bunch of evasion in here. Isn't this all evasion over here? This is evasion so far. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we've got some evasion over here. We want move speed. Yep, which this all gets grabbed. Right, this is all move speed. Oh man, you get 2 linked targets. Okay, so if you were only using the Hallowed Monarch, then you'd have linked targets. Oh, but we can't use the Hallowed Monarch and the Dark Monarch at the same time. Okay. So we come through, we're going to grab some move speed. These are all tattooed for move speed. There's more move speed down here. There's move speed down here. This is move speed while phasing. So we'd come around here. We'd grab some of this stuff. We'd make a beeline for this. This is all assuming that we get another Luminary up to like level 95. That's assuming all of these things. We could also do suppression. This is move speed? Yep, this is move speed down here, Fleetfoot. Where is it? Yep, so this is move speed. This is coming up this way is move speed for evasion. Okay. Okay, so this is a bunch of move speed. What's our move speed at? 36% movement speed. Okay, cool. I'm wearing a Wanderlust. Of course I'm wearing a Wanderlust. Now I'm down to 18%. All right, so now I want a... what? 4-link? Just a 4-link. Oh, my science. Look at all this garbage. Look at all this garbage. Look at all this legacy stuff that's just it's so much fun to look at standard. Okay, so we get a 4-link. That's the plan. And with our 4-link, we try this out. We see if we can generate corpses. We look for a Dark Monarch. Okay, we could roll this and then wear it. We could roll these and then wear these. There we go. We're going to roll these. Oh my goodness, I don't have any... There we go, I have some. Okay, we're good. Okay, 4-link them, 4-link them, 4-link them. 4-link them. Okay, there we go, we're good. Alright, give me... Oh, I need 58 strength. Where am I going to get 58 strength from? Right here. Beef. Oh, not enough strength. There's another stir over here. Yep, stir. Prowess. Okay. I can now use these. Alright, we're going to go Auto Exertion, Battle Mage's Cry. We're going to go Desecrate. We're going to go Offering, Bone Offering. Don't have enough intelligence, do I? Well, we'll soon solve that animal. Okay. Alright, so if I have this stuff, and I turn it on, does that mean I start shouting? Supported things will do with the blah blah blah, cannot be modified. Okay. So if I go here, and I'm running around the coast, yep, there, okay, we're crying, but there's no corpses. I think we're not popping the Desecrate. I don't think it's actually creating Desecrate, the setup. I think it's just trying to do the offering. So that's interesting. Turn off the Bone Offering and see what it tries to do. What? Automation, Auto Exertion. Oh, do we need to put it in a 5-link? Do we actually need to put it in a 5-link? Is that what the problem is? Yeah. Trigger a supported spell with their first melee hit. With a melee hit. So I'd have to actually hit with that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. If we just go automate, then we don't even have to do the cry thing. Don't even care about the auto exertion. And we just do this. Whoops. Why is this not working? Can I be supported? But can't your ally the Merc be the one hitting? Oh, maybe it could be. Exerted attacks trigger a supported spell with their first melee hit. I think it's just... Well, it says the user and nearby allies gain a buff that boosts critical strike. So that's just the boost to critical strike. I don't... Why can't I use automation? Automation is not active. It does not allow me to be used in this way. Yeah, that's weird. Automation does not work. Desecrate to Battle Mage's Cry, automate the offering. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. We're here learning things. Desecrate. To Battle Mage's Cry. Me too. And then automate the offering. I don't think the offering is going to work. See, it's not allowing us to do that. Just straight up. I don't think you can automate the corpse creation. The skill is triggered, so you cannot use it directly. The spell is triggered by attacks exerted by Battle Mage's Cry. No, there's no corpse. There's no corpse. No, I think we're overthinking that part of it. I think that part of it we're overthinking. Corpse creation. I think the way to do this, the only thing we need to do is be generating corpses, right? So we can be looking at any generic corpse, build we can look at that produces and that generates corpses we can look at. And then from there, based on the corpses that we create, we can pop them using Katava and thereby give us the phantasms that we're looking for. I think that's the way to do it. Isn't there a Corpse Walker? Corpse Walker. Let's look that up. Why is that ringing in my head? Corpse Walker. Corpse Walk. Spawns corpses around you while you move. Based on monsters in the current area. If you are using the Raised Spectre skill, there is a chance to spawn spectral corpses matching your most recently raised specters. Spectral corpses cannot be interacted with except by minion skills. So, Corpse Walker boots. Also, for each nearby corpse, you get 1% increased movement speed. Okay, so let's get some Corpse Walkers. So let's go here for a second. Let's go to standard. 10 div. Oh my science. Okay, let's buy this for 10 div. Let's go to Corpse Walkers. Where are the Corpse Walkers? Corpse Walkers, Carnal Boots. Without this roll. Without the Dark Monarch roll. There we go. Let's grab these. For 50C. Alright, so I need more int. How much int do I need? I need a lot more int. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to do that. I probably need a bunch more int on other things. Do I have rings that I can just put int on? Hey, bud. What's up? Of course you may.
Okay.
You can ask brother to help you get it.
Okay, we...
All attributes, 24 is probably going to be the best. Just throw that on. There we go. Oh, 40 int. 40 int is better than 30. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're at 189. Okay. 189. We can't wear the boots. 49 int is even better. 53 plus 18 is even better. Let's wear those. There we go. Okay, so now we can wear the Dark Monarch. Okay, we're getting there. We're assembling. We are assembling the Avengers as we speak. Okay, so Corpse Walk is... Yep, it triggers the corpses. So these are all corpses. See all this stench that we're creating? This is Corpse Walk. Okay, so now we're going to pop these corpses by getting Disciple of Kitava. All right, so we need Disciple of Kitava, which is on what sort of cluster jewels? Disciple of Kitava. It's on Kitava's teachings. So we go here. We go Kitava's teachings. Small cluster jewel. How much? 1C. I like that price. All right, we go here. We come all the way down here for more evasion. We slot in Kitava's discipling every second. Okay. Now we are walking and we are consuming. See that? The red pop? The red pop is that we are consuming. Okay. So now, the way how we get to summon phantasms. Let's go back over there. This is the core of the build. Okay, summon phantasm. We can do the runesmithing enchantment. Where is that? Oh, this is legacy. I was thinking it was runesmith. Oh, man. Do we have to go soul rest? If we have to go soul rest, that might actually brick everything, right? Well, maybe it doesn't. It does brick the damage that the build could have done, right? Because now we're not going Augir or Trepannin to scale crit with our linked merc. But maybe we go soul rest anyway. Okay, I think I have a soul rest somewhere. Soul rest. Soul rest. Is it a mace or a staff? Yeah, there we go. Soul rest. Yeah, there we go. Trigger soul rest. Okay, I need some more strength. Of course I do. I'm not as buff as I used to be. All right, do I have strength anywhere? Strength. Items that have strength. A belt with 28 flat strength. Just what I've always been looking for. I used to have some pretty sick percentage attribute. There we go. That's like 70 strength right there. All right. So now, trigger level 25 summon phantasm skill when you consume a corpse. So now when I run and we consume a corpse, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a proof of concept here. Look at our movement speed modifier. Look at the movement speed modifier. It's going up. It's going up. Okay. We see the movement speed modifier. We're up to 15. Now the question is going to be duration. Because we're at 15 right now. Is that because of their duration that they are expiring? Is that why? Or is it because I don't have congregation support yet? I think it's because I don't have the proper supports yet. Okay, so we can use Summon Phantasm support. So let's go here to Summon Phantasm support. Because it says it'll add that total. So Phantasm. Add this here. Do we go up above 15 now? All right, we're at 9. We're at 10. We're at 13, 14, 15. We're kind of staying at 15. Because do we actually add any? I don't think we... Oh, it tried to get to 16 there. I don't think we actually added any. Maximum 5 summoned. Okay, do I have a maximum level summon Phantasm? Gems. Phantasm. Let's go search for one on trade. Phantasm. Summon Phantasm support. Standard. Here we go. 500C. Fine. It's for science. All right, where's it at? Here it is. That's a maximum number of 11. All right, so let's see what this is like now. We're at 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We were previously at 15. So it's every second we should gain more move speed. Can we push past 15? It's like we're hard capped at 15. Is it simply because of the duration? I think it's because of duration. Because these things only last for how long? Yeah, they last for 15 seconds. So that's why we're at 15. Because whenever one expires, we're only popping Kitava every second. So we need to be popping more than one every second to push past 15. So right now, the maximum number of summoned phantasms is not the problem. Right now, the speed and the rate of consuming the corpse is the problem. Okay, good job. So we need to be consuming more corpses faster. Or we can have more duration, right? Or we scale up more duration. More duration support. Maximum. Okay, 46% more skill effect is going to grant... How long is the duration now? Ooh, I don't know if that'll last. Let's see. Does it go up more than 15? We could also get skill effect duration on the tree. That's another thing we could do. Okay, we are pushing past 15. So what's the new max that we can push to? 22? 21, 22 is our new max. 21, 22. Okay. 21, 22. So now where's skill effect duration? Duration. Oh, there's this whole wheel here. Yep. We don't want reduced. We want increased. 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 Okay, so now what do we got? Now what do we go up to? The character looks so silly. I'm wearing a Queen of the Forest while carrying this giant necromantic staff. And I'm wearing laced boots.
It's kind of mail.
Okay, thanks, bud.
Where do I put it?
You can set it right there on Mommy's chair. All right, we got up to 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, so 35. So that's 70% move speed with the Ascendancy. That's 70%, but it's half of what we could get to. It really is half of what we could get to. So how do we increase the duration of these guys even longer? So we want more skill effect duration. Is this skill effect duration? Nope, that's flask effect. We want skill effect duration. Skill effect duration is right here. Skill effect duration. Hey, Ezekiel. All right, so we could sneak around through here because we are silly. We could sneak around through here and grab even more skill effect duration. Okay, so that gave us, how much did that give us? 25, 35, 45 skill effect. So we were capping out at 35. I'm going to say we're going to cap out at like 40 something, 40, 42. Maybe that'll give us 7 more seconds. We could go all the way up to the witch side. We still need to grab more just generic movement speed. Also, we've got to figure out like defensive layers, like what our HP total can be. All of this silly shenanigans. Yeah, 10% more. We got the mastery. Okay, 42, 43. We're still climbing. 44. Okay, 44 is what the new max is. 44. So we're still 20 away from the new max. What else? This is more skill effect duration. Oh, and that's 20% increased minion duration as well. That's reduced skill effect. That's increased skill effect. Working on a build idea. I'm streaming it at the moment. Trying to make a pacifist runner that consumes corpses and gets huge movement speed from phantasms with Katarina ascendancy. Trying to get 500% move speed. I wonder if the better way to get 500% move speed is to just go reverse Oxium chill effect. Is that actually the better way to do this? That might be. Right? That might be. This is like an incredibly stretched tree going all sorts of different witchy ways. What if we just go Oxum? Right? What if... Okay, let's try... Instead of Dark Monarch, what if we just go Ox... is anybody using the Oxum? Go here. Right, for the reverse chill effect. Is it Winter... Is it called Winter Weave? I think it's Winter Weave. Yeah, Winter Weave, unique ring. The effective chill on you is reversed. Yep, and then go Oxium. Okay, who's doing this? It's all Banner Bros. Okay, it's all Banner Bros for move speed. Look at their move speed. 396. That's pretty fast. I mean, a rolled Quicksilver plus Quartz Flask and a Mage Blood is surely the easiest way to go fast. I mean, all these people have that, but then on top of that, is there something else that you can add? So here's somebody going 396. With a Vestigial Destiny, Queen of the Forest. Evasion rating is increased by overcapped cold resistance. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is how you get move speed. This is a lot of move speed down here. A lot of move speed. But still only 396. In theory, just the Dark Monarch combo is one 124. Then you add on to that well-rolled move speed flask plus a tree built around move speed plus transcendence. So okay, we could still get some more minion duration. I don't think we need to get this. Oh, I guess damage over time that's 15%. Is that 15% more? No, it's increased. It's 15% increased. Okay. Yeah, that's 10% reduced. This is 20% increased skill effect duration and 20% increased minion duration. Okay, so let's grab that. We're already coming up over here towards Enduring Bond. You could also anoint it just to save passive points. That saves what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passive points. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Now with 20% increased minion duration. And again, our move speed's not going to change because we don't have the Katarina bloodline on this character on standard. But if we did, then it would mean every single one of these phantasms is 2% increased movement speed. So our previous high was 44. Right? So now that we're popping all these corpses. This is funny. Just to see this many things. This actually is a decent strategy too, to avoid projectiles. Okay, we're still at 44. So I think 44 is our cap now. 44 is our new cap with what we've got here between Summon Phantasm support and level 25 and our Dark Monarch. So now what we need is a Congregation support. So we need a Congregation support. So Congregation support would add 38%, 39%. So we've proven that with all this duration we can hit the max. With all this skill effect duration, we can hit the max for the number of summoned phantasms. We can get up there. It's a bunch of required stuff. But for each nearby corpse, also 1% increased movement speed. I think I would also throw zombies in here. And I would say, I got to figure out how to make the zombies count as corpses. The problem with that would be that the corpse walker might accidentally eat the zombie. So that's a potentiality. Okay, so don't think about any of these rare items. Right now, all we're looking at is Soul Rest, Dark Monarch, Corpse Walker, Queen of Destiny. Akuna's Will Gloves? Why would we do Akuna's? This is too many uniques. Why would we do Akuna's? Remind me of Akuna's. I've used that before. Why do I know that? Oh, it's because they count as a corpse. Yeah. And they don't require a corpse. But then, is there a way to automate your summoning of your zombies? Because that could be good as well. Since this triggers level 20 Corpse Walk, can we use Spell Cascade to make lots of corpses appear? Spell Cascade. Cascade. Can we do that? Will that make multiple corpses appear? I think that is having an effect on the number of corpses that are appearing. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so we're looking here. We've got a line of corpses here. If we do Spell Cascade, Does Corpse Walk... Can I do Spell Echo with it? Is Corpse Walk affected by Spell Echo? Corpse Walk, here we go. It has a maximum of 12 corpses independent of other corpse generation skills. It spawns corpses as the same level as the area. It otherwise uses the same corpse mechanics as Desecrate. Okay, so it's limited to 12. Okay, so now we do the automation. Now we want to try automation with Bone Offering. Why would it let me do this? I guess Bone Offering cannot be triggered. I think auto zombies would require Heartbound Loop, and I think you get some casts off just from the phantoms expiring. See this, it's letting me like auto use it. Cannot modify the skills of minions. I guess because it has the minion tag, right? Then that means it can't do it. So that solves that. Okay. So this at least gets us up to the number that we want to be at, right? To the total number. So what we do is we build a Luminary. We get it to the level that we want. We are never going to block anything. We're constantly regenerating life. We're constantly regenerating, what, 5%? For each nearby corpse, regenerate 8 flat life per second. That's not very good. Trying to think what else. We could do a cast when damage taken loop. We could do that. So we could come to not shield charge, but we could do, where is it? Cast when damage taken. And then we could do Bone Offering, right? And then we can do a, what is it, Forbidden Right? Forbidden Right setup. Right, so now we're running. And now whenever I'm take a damage, look at that. See the offering above us? The offering above us means that we have used Bone Offering. See that? So whenever we stop to cast that, we are taking damage, which is popping Bone Offering, which is consuming a whole bunch of corpses. Right? So that's the way that you get up to like your maximum amount pretty quick. Can't quite kill myself, but I'm trying. Okay. There we go. Now we're regenerating. All right, so you can do a cast when damage taken setup to get yourself up to your maximum amount of phantasms at the start of your chart or at the start of a voyage. Probably wouldn't do it at a chart because a chart you're already going fast enough. Doesn't really matter. To get up to maximum, you're going to be done with it by the time you're up to your maximum. But this is a fascinating concept, I think, just for speed rushing charts and voyages. There's got to be some other ways that we could squeeze out a little bit of move speed. If we just search here, regardless of Oxium and Winterweave, if we just look for people who've got the best move speed, who's got the best move speed? Holy smokes. Grand Luminary. What is this move speed? Oh my goodness, Subsume the Source. 52% increased movement speed. If you haven't taken damage recently. Queen of the Forest. Oh, but a Queen of the Forest that doesn't have the reduced movement speed, but instead has got 25% increased damage taken. That's brilliant. 20% increased movement speed while in low life. So then you go low life. The Highwayman. Okay, that's movement speed on your rings. Oh, now we're now this is pod racing. Okay, action speed on the boots. Action speed on the Eyes of the Great Wolf. And then move speed on the Jade. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's look at his breakdown of his move speed. He's got 86% just from Ramako spamming the tree. Onslaught's 56%. Basic jewel sockets are 24%. Eyes of the Great Wolf is 21%. Ondar's Clasp is 20%. Peripatia, Ezomite Spiked Shield is 20%. This shield's giving him 20% move speed? Hokey smokes. 20% move speed. It's just getting move speed on everything. That's what it is. It's just getting movement speed on everything. Oh my goodness. He's got 638 increased move speed. That's brilliant. That's beautiful. This one's at 1,000. Okay, how are you at 1,000 move speed? From equipped quiver. What's the quiver give? The quiver doesn't even give move speed. How does he have so much move speed? Alchemist Quicksilver. Yeah, of the cheetah. That's Mage Blood setup. Smoke Mine. Okay, using Smoke Mine. Foulborn, Queen of the Forest. Onslaught, Ramako. Soul Spark, the boots, 35%. Eyes of the Great Wolf. Yeah, this is just brilliant. Just go move speed. Just go move speed. And then also has got Gale Force and Gathering Winds for action speed. This is brilliant. Oh man, here I am monkeying around with a 500% move speed. No, this is just brilliant. 500% move speed would get you onto the top page. Almost. There's a lot of people that are 500 plus. But then it's the banners. It's basically the banners, this one Luminary, who's just throwing move speed on everything. 3 passive jewels. Using an Adorned. Why would you use an Adorned? I guess he's just throwing these. Okay, he's throwing in these that are magic corrupted. So it's really 8% increased movement speed if you haven't taken damage recently. Wow. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. And then this is a Scion. Not even a Luminary. Just an Ascendant Scion. So that way, using a bunch of move speed from the Pathfinder. That's pretty good. That's pretty ridiculous. I like it. I like it for charting. Oh, man. This gives so many ideas. Okay, so I think the answer to the question today is we've done some good work on the Compendium. The Compendium is growing. So we can show off the Compendium here. The Compendium is growing. Hello and welcome to the Luminary Compendium. We've got some link shells started and some non-link shells started for the various builds that are out there. We've got the FAQ and the FYIs are starting to fill in. And then we need to put in skills in order of importance for combatants, for many shots, for everything. What else did we want to do? We wanted to do, what is it, flame? Is it the flame quiver? Flame quiver. I think the other one's the lightning quiver. We just got to do a whole bunch of them. This is going to be very, very long. Lots of info is what we're going to do. But this was fun to theorycraft this, to try to get the maximum amount of phantasms. And this is how you rank it up. You just pop forbidden right. Because Corpse Walker is generating 3 corpses per second. And so there you go. Now you start your voyage and you're running, and you've got 80% movement speed right there. I wonder if we could get this up pretty good. I wonder if we could get our stats that are required for everything off of our rings and off of our amulets, so we could go Eyes of the Great Wolf and then go with Highwaymen for the rings. Now, Subsume, this Subsume helmet that he's using is 52% increased movement speed, only if you haven't taken damage recently. Whereas if we do this right with the Dark Monarch and we've got 62% or 62 max phantasms out, that would actually give us more movement speed in the helmet slot, but we lose out on movement speed in the weapon slot and in the shield slot. So in total, his helmet slot is 52%, his shield is 20%, his weapon is 10%. So we go 10 plus 20 is 30, plus 52 is 82%. So this combination right here is actually more. Now you lose out on, what do we get for the boots? For each nearby corpse, 1% movement speed. There's no cap on that. That's what I'm saying. If we can just create 1 billion corpses constantly, there's no cap. So just keep creating corpses and... And you just have 1 million move speed. Is there a way to create 1 million zombies? Is it Ray's Zombie of Falling or whatever that constantly gets resummoned with the Hungry Loop Walker? All right. I'm going to go eat dinner. I'm going to do some more reading and some more theory crafting. And it also sounds like I'm going to level up another Luminary, because that sounds fun. And I need one in League to mess around with this stuff. And we've at least theory crafted and proven something. Something is possible here in Standard. So I'm going to go eat some dinner. Thanks everybody for joining. And I look forward to catching you hopefully tomorrow, I think, Lord willing. Anyway, thanks everybody for liking, subscribing, and you can always join the Discord as well. Thanks everybody for your Patreon support. I will catch you in the next one.